Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Rosie here. Uh, it's been quite a fucking week, bro. Let me fucking tell you that much before we get going here. It has been quite a fucking week. Crack open this Coke here, bro. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I have no script, no outline, no nothing. I just want to talk until I'm done, and I have nothing else to say. Uh, it's been quite a week here in this country, and we finally seem to have an end to this whole thing. Since everything happened on Wednesday, and oh Jesus, we have to wait till Tuesday for a formal charge. That's interesting. Uh, I just want to talk until I don't have anything else to say. I have read barrage of bad take after bad take after bad take after bad take. And every dumbass on the face of the fucking planet has decided that it's okay for them to give their 2 cents. And because I try to restrain myself and not talk about this shit. But since every motherfucker on the face of the earth has decided that they are a fucking political scientist now, I feel like I have the incentive to give my 2 cents. And I'm going to keep it real with everybody. I'm not a YouTuber. I know it's, oh my gosh, we're talking about politics. Just play Dead by Daylight, bruh. Bruh, I don't, it's my fucking channel, I can do what I want. That's the first thing. And number two, I don't have to suck up for money. I don't have to suck up for clicks. I don't have to do anything that feels inauthentic and dumb. I can just fucking speak about everything and the situation authentically and just fucking how I feel about everything. Starting from just day one. And the first thing, I was at work when everything found out, when everything went down and we found out about it. A bigger guy there comes in. My bigger coworker, he's just like he's shooken up a little bit. I mean, he shook, like you could tell something it was up, but he's like. He just said, Charlie Kirk, and the guy next to him said, what? He's like, he just got shot in the fucking face. And then he was showing, he had 2 videos, and was showing it. And we watched them, and I just, like, the stuff in that video, it changes a man. But when you watch shit like that, it changes people, and it is amazing to me that everything I get stuff spreads fast nowadays, but the fact that our kids were able to see that as quickly as they were all able to, the way it blew up on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, everything, and our kids were able to fucking see that video is something that very much bothers me. And it very much should bother you too. Kids do not need to be seeing anything like that. And again, it's a parenting and don't let them on social media, this, that, and the other. But that's a whole conversation for another day. The fact is that kids are on these apps, and children were able to watch something they had no fucking business watching. A video that makes grown men shudder, and it's unforgettable. Once you see that video, it's something you will never forget, especially if you don't like religiously watch shit like that, which some people do, and I don't understand it. It's not like horror movies. I've explained this a little bit to people. Everything in a horror movie is so stupid and over the top. It's like fake. Like there's a reason that like Joker was considered a violent movie. and it just and something about Joker was just different. And when you watch Joker for the first time, and when Jason's fucking squeezing someone's head and their eye flies out, it's fucking stupid and hilarious because that's not real. That's not real. But when Joker was popping someone in point blank range, like that was much more real because of the swiftness of it. And that's something that, again, like when you think about the kills in Joker and you compare them to the assassination footage, it's again very quick. Ends like all those assassination videos are like what, 2 minutes long maximum. Most of it's just like a minute of build up before the actual shot happens. Actual shots, like the actual shit, when shit goes down, it's like a 15 to 20 second of a footage. It's very quick, and it ends as quick as it started, and you're just left to sit there processing it about what you just saw in that couple minutes. It is incredibly jarring, especially when you watch it for the first time. And so then the trilogy of waiting for him to actually get caught, and today, on Friday, the guy was caught, and we know it's this dumbass motherfucker. I'm not even gonna fucking... Tyler Robinson, not even gonna fucking dignify him with fucking anything. He's a fucking clown. And we'll get into some of the stuff as it goes on here. But just the responses to everything have been absolutely deranged. Absolutely fucking deranged, bro. It is fucking nuts. I genuinely believe that politics brings out the worst in humanity. It brings out the absolute worst in us. It brings out the worst in our species. It just does. Though it brings out the worst side of humanity and fucking human beings. It's unbelievable just how bad it truly is. It's gotten bad. I don't know if it's always been this bad. Everyone talks about the 60s and 70s were very bad. And then our times now that we live in are truly different and unprecedented. With social media, the ability to fucking communicate across the world within seconds, like all that shit, it's completely just changed fucking everything. And that's something I believe the governor of Utah was talking about earlier. Social media is a fucking poison. It is a fucking poison to our society. And I say that, but I'm still on everything. But I use it as like a personal... I don't look at what anyone else is doing. I just post shit that I find funny and look at later. I don't interact with anybody. I just interact with you guys on Discord. That's pretty much it. I don't message anybody. I don't comment on any posts rarely anymore. It's all a cesspool. Because when you're talking to a bunch of fucking things on a screen, you don't really know these people. Like... it's just it's so easy to just think they're not real, I guess is what it is. And that it's neither here nor there, but it's a dehumanization factor, I guess. It kind of goes into everything. Because I mean, what really happened here? When you look at everything that took place here, the assassination of Charlie Kirk took place out in the fucking open, first on broad daylight on a fucking... It just happened as the typical shit they do at college campuses, which it's all, to me, it's a bunch of, like, why are we doing this? Not to say that I know why he's doing it. We're going to talk about why he does it in a second. But what I just want to talk about things I've seen and shit that's pissed me off in terms of the response to everything. Like the first thing that you hear is, why is this so important? Who is this guy? Because again, I can't lie to anybody. Again, I try to stay out of it. I'm what you call a conscientious observer. I observe everything. I have my opinions, but I try not to participate in this roller coaster Ferris wheel thing, this system, because I can't stand it. And as I said, I think it brings out the worst in us. But like basically what was going on here was basically so again back on the real subject of the matter here. Who is Charlie Kirk? And I'm far from the person to be able to tell you that, because as I said, I stay out of it. I try not to watch things too much. I will say that up until I started really digging into it a little bit more, I never really found a clip of him I didn't like. I was not a religious watcher of his podcasts or anything like that. I did know him. He did pop up on my feed from time to time whenever he had a line or two, a zinger or something that stuck out. I guess something that went super viral. Like, I was aware of him. I remember him seeing him when Trump was elected again and stuff. Like, I know of him. I've only started really digging into his work after kind of the assassination, and just kind of figuring out, okay, what led us here, how did we get here, etc., etc. And again, I'm not going to give you a fucking research project on the man. Again, that's not my place. That's much better reserved for people that do this shit more full time, frequently, etc., etc. But what I will say, reflecting on my own personal experiences, I think the man was a genius. I think Charlie Kirk was a genius, and the reason I think that is when I reflect on my own experiences growing up. I went to a Catholic school, and we have a lot. We're going to say a lot about some of that stuff here soon. But as I went through the Catholic school system, like I hated it. I hated everything about it. I hated the way it was taught, hated the way it was enforced, preached, hated the classmates around me that did not understand what was like they didn't get why I was so unhappy, why I was so upset, why I felt so isolated and alone every day, because they all just ate the pig slop, and I didn't eat it. I couldn't eat it anymore. And I couldn't eat that. I wanted nothing to do with the Catholic Church, with Christianity, conservatism. And again, we're going to get into all this as we continue. But honestly, and again, I was much more angry back then, but what was basically happening was conservatism was the party of old farts. The Republican Party was the party of old farts that didn't fucking get it, that didn't fucking know anything about modern society. They were stuck in the past. They could not fucking see the evolving society around them, and they have completely lost the plot when it came to what was happening in our society. That's what going into college, and I went my liberal era. Like, that's how I truly felt. And honestly, I don't think it was far off from the truth. I still don't. Maybe it was just my little subsection, but the thing about Charlie Kirk and why I think he was a genius is because he was only 31 years old. I think he was kind of growing up at the same time that I was. He was born in 1993? I was born in 1997. We're not exactly far off from each other in terms of age, growing up in the same era. I think he understood that as well. Not in the same angry way that I did, because he always had these views, and he always retained his sense of Christianity and conservatism and all that fun stuff. Ben Shapiro told a story about how when Charlie Kirk was 18 and just out of high school, he was starting up his brand. He was starting up, Turning Point USA, like right out of high school, and built up the brand from the ground up. And he was asking for donors at the RNC when he was like 18 years old. And Ben Shapiro, again, he tells the story way better than I ever could, but Ben was extremely impressed with Charlie Kirk from that age. And Ben looked at the guy next to him and was like, this kid's going to fucking run the RNC one day. And he obviously didn't. He started his own coalition, which is debatably more impressive. But Charlie Kirk's passion in life was the youth. And it was about kind of, because again, I think his genius was that he recognized that conservatism had lost the plot. The Republican Party had lost the plot when it came to the youth. Their asses were getting completely smoked in that regard. And so he made it his mission to go out to those college campuses and speak to the young people. And if you, again, my brother pointed it out last night when we were talking. He's like, if you go watch old footage of Charlie Kirk from like 2020, 2019, like in that area, just a while ago. If you go watch old footage of Charlie Kirk going to college campuses, he was getting booed out the building. He was fucking, he was the bad guy on campus when he went there. And now compare that to a 2024, his latter years of doing this. The coalition that he had built was really starting to show. You could start to see how effective his work was. And he had built up a really fine coalition of young conservatives. He found a way to reach the young people, and he used it through TikTok, social media, etc., etc. He found a way to get out there and make conservatism cool again. They found a way to make it rad again. That you're defying the system, etc. Like the way that Charlie Kirk I think he was the forerunner of this, because I think he's the most mainstream. But again, people like Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Crowder, Steven Crowder, and again, I'm not talking about what I feel one way or the other. I'm just talking about these men in particular, and Candace Owens, Brett Cooper. You can just take your pick. Blair White, take your pick about these Elon Musk in some ways, but I don't think he's a true conservative. And yes, Donald Trump as well. Joe Rogan. I'm just trying to think, just a list of names that have helped conservatism as a whole transform and adapt to give it what it was lacking when I was in high school. What repelled me was their inability to see the point of view of somebody like me. And again, and just like the way that they've adapted to kind of make it cooler, to make it more, again, just to bring it up to a more modern standard, get it out of the fucking dark ages and bring it up to a modern place. And again, Charlie Kirk was instrumental in leading that. And again, that's something that as someone who stayed out of it, I didn't really see when he was alive. I did not really see that. But you can just see the impact that he's had now. And when you really look at it, they shot him for that reason. Charlie Kirk was shot because of how effective he was. Charlie Kirk was shot because of how, he was reaching people. He was winning on the intellectual battlefield. He went and was transforming people and building a coalition right in front of the left's face on their ground, the college campuses. I think the college, first of all, I said this when Trump was elected. I want him to fucking go in and fucking look at what is going on at these universities. Universities are a joke. They're a joke. And I say that I loved college. I loved going to college. I just wish it wasn't so much money. But my master's is what really put me in debt. My master's was a waste of money. Don't get a master's. It's a waste. It's a fucking waste of money. But I liked going to school, hanging out with my friends, and this, that, and the other. It was all fine and dandy and worth it. And it was a much better experience than my high school was. But as far as being in the classroom, half my classes might as well have been Liberal Politics 101. In my sociology classes, we read shit about Trevor Noah. My English classes, especially my master's, were all pretty much a fucking joke. All fucking pretty much liberal this, liberal that. Professors had fucking flags on their fucking doors out the fucking ass. I remember taking a picture of one of my professor's doors and sending it to my dad because it was just so ridiculous. It was just so fucking ridiculous. And one of the things I said was I want Trump to really investigate what's going on with these places. Because upon reflecting on it, what was happening at college was pretty much the same thing that was happening at high school, except in the other direction. It was just happening in the other direction. And it was easier to turn a blind eye to it in college, I guess, as well. And I think for the reason for that was you had so much more downtime. You didn't have to interact with people as much. You weren't in the confined space. I think there's reasons why it was easier to turn a blind eye to it. But when you really look at it, the shit that was happening there was really the same thing that was happening in high school. With the proselytizing. The fucking preaching in your face, this side is terrible, and you should never listen to anything that they say ever. And I guess so. I like it's like that kind of thing is just awful. But the fact that the man was going out to their grounds, their stomping grounds, and kind of using them as a way to catapult conservative ideology, and using that as a way to fucking win over people, and he was doing it effectively, that's what they didn't like. And that's what led to what happened. That's what led to it. They didn't shoot him because he was some nobody. They didn't shoot him because he was bad at his job. If he was bad at his job and made conservatism look stupid, he would still be alive today. But he wasn't bad at what he did. He was terribly good at what he did. You watch him, the way that Charlie Kirk represented his side in public, the way he carried himself as a man, the way he did everything in life, he 100% made himself look extremely good. The way he doesn't really cut people off, lets them speak. He doesn't never insult anybody. He's not very inflammatory either. He was a very mainstream conservative, much to his fellow party members' frustration. I believe it was Megyn Kelly who said he was so mainstream sometimes it was frustrating. Because I don't remember exactly what she said, but he was so mainstream in terms of being the face of conservatism, very by the books. It wasn't like a Ben Shapiro or a Matt Walsh, who are a deeper step into the ideology. Matt Walsh, I can't believe is still alive. I feel like they want to blow his fucking head off. Matt Walsh, he's funny, but he is a sarcastic prick. Matt Walsh is a fucking dick, and he knows it. He knows he's a dick. I think he's funny as hell. But again, you can't, if you're giving me a list of names that the left wants to fucking shoot in the head, Charlie Kirk is not the guy I thought they would get. I thought Trump, obviously there, who they took a shot at last year. Nobody toned down the rhetoric, but we're getting to that in a second. Matt Walsh, Ben, obviously high on that list. We could go on and on. Crowder. I'm sure people don't. Kyle Rittenhouse. That fucking Covcast kid. Oh, Jesus. But it's the fact that they shot him. All the conservatives have been talking about how this happened. This has happened to me too. I've had assault threats, etc. The fact that they shot him, though, again, is just crazy because of how mainstream he was. The fact that he was the least inflammatory. He was the guy who made it a point to go out and talk the most. Emphasize that when speech ends, that's when violence starts. The fact that he wanted to go, he was most at home on the battlefield of ideas. And again, they weren't winning on the battlefield of ideas, and that's when they pulled out the fucking guns. That's when they pulled the guns out. There's nothing fucking, and by the way, fucking, it's all mental. The biggest problem, there's a lot of biggest problems, as you'll come to see, but the biggest fucking problem one of our biggest problems, let's start there, is mental health and the fact that nobody wants to fucking talk about it. No one wants to address it or talk about it. The fact that, like, when I have horrendous days mentally, I still can't, I don't feel like I can take care of myself. I feel like I have to persevere and keep going, no matter what. And I feel like a fucking piece of shit when I have to fucking take a day off for myself. The fact that you have to go get fucking paperwork, and getting the paperwork is a pain in the ass, trust me. Trust me on that. Getting the paperwork and you don't get it forever, you have to keep, like, they like, the way that it is handled is completely, utterly fucking ridiculous. It is a fucking shit show, the way mental health is handled. And nobody wants to address that. That's the biggest thing. When people lose their fucking minds, or they're losing their minds, and then that's when they get radicalized. That's when the radicalization happens, because they find these fucking groups, and they find these people that fucking take them in. And it all starts it's that initial take them in, grooming process, if you will. Like, we understand it. We get it. These people that have fucking issues and they need help. I'm not saying that I don't want Tyler Robinson punished and he's oh my god, he needs help. No, Tyler Robinson should be killed. Sorry. Tyler Robinson should die for what he did. But the radicalization starts behind that. That's where it all begins. It's where it all starts, with having the bad mental health and nobody wanting to talk about it. So when it finally comes out, where it comes out to is significantly important, because it's going to come out. You can't bottle this shit up forever. It eventually is going to come out. It's going to come out to somebody. And if it comes out to a fucking Antifa group or some fucking shit, and they coddle you and bring you in, it's a lot easier to start feeding that ideology that way. And then the next thing you know, somebody is radicalized. The seeds of radicalization start with the ill treatment of mental health in our fucking country and elsewhere as well. 100% I believe that. And until that changes, you will still see radicalization. And it's only going to come in a more frequent way because of the fact that we have social media. Because all of the, again, it's not social media in itself that's the cancer in a way. I mean, it is. But, like, what's going on is these people that don't have the fucking mental health treatment they need are getting online, having full access to it, and they don't know what to do with it. They can't handle that access. They can't handle the unlimited power that they have in their hands. They can't handle it. And when they can't handle it, you see that they can't handle it. The proof is in the pudding. Absolutely 100% the proof is in the pudding. That they can't fucking handle it. But again, going back. And so that's kind of all the prequel and how we get to where we got to on Wednesday, where we get to the campus and it's just another day. And as we found out from this fucking article here or whatever, or we just find out based on what's been going on, like this was very, we know where Charlie Kirk is, we know where he's coming. I don't like Charlie Kirk. Like, he was talking to his family about how his left-wing political leanings. What's on the bullet speaks for themselves. The Antifa song, the Italian protest song, I don't know. I've heard mixed things about what the other internet slang is. I know there's a Helldivers reference. Like, catch this fascist. That fucking explains itself. And again, the word fascist is overused, and we've talked about that a bit before, too. The furry shit. Again, I've heard that is... that I don't know anything about furries, guys. I don't know about anything about furries or trans culture. I have no idea. I've heard some people say that phrase is used to troll furries, and that's pretty much all it is. I've heard something that said that it aligns with trans and furries. It's a trans thing. I don't know. And I don't care, because catch this fascist is all you need to know. It's all you need to know. The fact that I don't like Charlie Kirk. He talked to his family about how much he didn't like Charlie Kirk. before Charlie Kirk showed up. All his friends are like, this guy went super left wing, and his whole family's more right wing, but he went super left. But that's all you need to know. He very clearly has trans sympathies right there, but it's not about that. It's about, oh, Antifa, catch this bullet, fascist. And kind of going back to what we kind of talked to about at the beginning, like, the video itself is terrible. It's terrible. And I don't know if you've watched it. You watching this, I don't know if you've watched it. But I know my mother absolutely refused to watch it. Don't want to see it. I know some people just saw it scrolling through TikTok. I was shown it, but I would have watched it anyway. I think it is your civic duty as a citizen of this country to watch that video. And again, I know I truly believe that. It is your duty to this country to watch that video. And the reason I say that is because it is a visual representation of the results of 10 years of rhetoric. I've talked about so many fucking times about rhetoric in English and the way we speak, the way we talk, the way we communicate, how that impacts everything. The way that culture has been treated. Like, why we talk about, like, why is it, oh my god, why is all this shit in my fucking movies? All that fucking shit, how they push politics on you in the fucking, in Hollywood and everything. What you are seeing in that video is a representation of where we are now due to that fact that everybody didn't take seriously and ignored it for 10 years. Why do you care if your character in your Buzz Lightyear movie is gay? And again, not saying that that's the actual cause of it, but it's been a slow burn over the last 10 years. It starts with one thing. It starts with this. We take a little more, take a little more, take a little more. We just want to get married, they said, for instance. We just want to get married. And again, I supported that. I still support that to this day. They should be allowed to get married, and I still believe that. And I was in my anti-Catholic phase at the time, so I was really celebrating it then. But again, that's how it starts. We take a little more, take a little more. Well, let's talk about how. Let's put it in your movies now. Let's put it in your movies that your kids are seeing. Let's teach it in the schools. Let's do this. Let's do that. Again, it's about the corruption of culture and the degradation of schools over time, and what your kids are being taught, and what your fucking kids are being taught, both in elementary school, up to high school, and into secondary education. But it's what you're seeing in the video is the effect of that. You finally have something visual to see what the fuck we've been talking about and why we've taken all this shit so seriously. Why we've taken the degradation of culture. Why we've taken such like, you gotta stop with this rhetoric about this guy is Hitler. This guy is fucking a Nazi, racist, scumbag, piece of shit. This guy's a pedophile. All that shit that we've been saying, you can't be irresponsible with those words. You can't be irresponsible with the way you speak about and to people because of the fact that those words have impact. Now, again, it's very easy for us to blur them out because we've heard them for so long. We've heard them for so long. He called me a racist. I've been called a racist 6 times this week. Because all I did was watch, like, the movie about the clown. And yes, that happened to me in 2019. That's what started waking me up to all this shit. But I was called racist because I liked the clown movie that came out on October 5th, 2019. That's how screwed up these people are mentally. But again, these words have power. And just because we are called them so much that we don't recognize that power, other people still do. And again, it goes back to the having poor mental health. Not being able to rationalize that. And that leads to the dehumanization of the people you disagree with. And again, they're just people you disagree with. The dehumanization of the other side over time. And again, this is insanely different from the shit that we do on this channel. Well, oh my god, Scott Junn's a fucking dumbass, is what we always say. Ha ha ha. We play it up for laughs. Right? It's funny. Oh my god, Scott Junn's so horribly wrong about this video game. Otts doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a fucking idiot. Ha 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 ha. No, calling somebody a racist and a Nazi and a fascist, that's going to incentivize all the wrong people. It's so different than simple bullshit about video games or about movies, about this, that, and the other. And again, it's much easier to throw those big words around when you're not seeing who you're saying them to, and when the person you're saying them about is never going to fucking meet you. And I'm sure we've all been guilty of that. I'm sure we've all been guilty of that. We all make mistakes. We all grow up. We were all dumb once. We were all dumb college kids once. We were all dumb high schoolers once. It happens. You just learn from what you don't like about the things you've done in the past and you move on. It's being human. No one's fucking perfect. But the blatant irresponsibility of the rhetoric used and how we speak to people that we don't agree with. It's like, and then it's something, it sets the stage for what happened. And again, everyone should watch that video because you can visually see what I just said when that bullet hits that man. When the bullet hits his fucking neck and it pierced an artery or something, guys. I don't know if we're ever going to get confirmation of exactly what happened, but I'm not a fucking medical guy. All I know is I saw the bullet go into the guy's fucking neck. Blood fucking exploded. His neck blew up, dude. So my friend at work today said, he read somewhere that he was internally decapitated. The blood was a fountain. Just shot out. An eyewitness said that she saw his eyes roll back into his head after the bullet hit him. Apparently, he was carried away to a hospital and was stable and died about 30 minutes later. That's the official story. No, he died instantly. You watch that video, when I watched that video, again, you don't have to fucking be a medical doctor to know. It's when you watch that video, you know it is fucking impossible for him to have lived. If you know anything about anything, where the bullet hits him, the way the blood fucking shoots out, he was dead. And he was dead in 10 minutes. I 100% believe that. 10 minutes maximum. Some people, some coroners or shit that watched the video said he might have died in 10 seconds. And I don't fucking doubt that. I don't it really feels like they pretended that the man was alive for a long. They needed to get their shit together, I guess. That's my theory, and figure out how they were going to announce it to the world. But it's just that. And again, that video is crazy, and it will disturb you, and you should watch it for that reason. It's gonna be it's a gritty, uncomfortable watch. It will change your perception on how you view the world, and you should watch it for that reason. To see the visualization of all the stuff we've talked about for years, and many people have talked about for years, and the blatant irresponsibility of everybody for years. That's like all the fucking Twitter posts, the fights, the fucking everything for years. And then you see the worst part of all is the response. That's the worst part of all. The response. And again, I feel like, I guess it's something else. You see all this shit about how he was a fucking racist piece of shit, a bigot, fascist, all the fucking talking points. just because he didn't agree with you. He was on the other side of the spectrum. And these fucking mental cases, these fucking insane people. You know, like, this guy deserved to die, and he did it to himself with the way he talked. He didn't do shit to himself, dude. You are allowed in this country to fucking speak your mind. It's the first goddamn amendment. And it's the one that I care the most about. Being able to say what you think and not get fucking trashed and shot for it. Violence is intellectual surrender, and you created 1,000 Charlie fucking Kirks when you murdered him. It's absolutely insane. But again, the response from people. The response from people is just, it's been absolutely fucking deranged. Deranged. And it's like you want to say they're the vast majority, that maybe they just haven't seen the video. Oh, no, they've seen the video and they're making a list of who they want next. When people are telling you who they are, listen. Listen to them. It is not a good thing for this. And it's like, why are we so focused on this guy when a bunch of school shootings happen every day and nobody cares about that? First of all, we do. And I've been saying the fucking issue since the beginning of the video. It's all about fixing mental health. The guns, man, the guns. No, fix the mental health. You take the guns away, they're going to fucking bring machetes in. You see what happened in Dallas? See what happened in Dallas yesterday? Somebody got decapitated. They had a fucking machete fucking decapitated in 2025 in Dallas, Texas. And also, just banning the guns ain't going to fucking get rid of them. I ain't going to fucking get rid of them. Like there's not going to be illegal guns after you ban them. Right. Like, come on. Like, get a clue. It's like, you have to fix the mental health crisis or nothing's going to get changed. That's the biggest problem. And again, nobody wants to talk about it or address that. But when people are telling you who they are, listen to them. It's not a good thing that a man was shot, his wife is a widow, and his fucking 5-year-old daughter and 1-year-old kid are never going to have their dad. They're never going to meet their dad. And I say that, and I bring that up. I bring that up, ladies and gentlemen, because the other biggest problem in this country, it all goes, every other problem, it all goes back to how we raise our kids. That's what it all goes back to. How you raise your children impacts everything. That's what it is. When a dad isn't there in the house, that itself is a precedent for that child. Walked out, everything. Those kids are going to be screwed up the rest of their lives. They're going to see the video one day of their dad being shot in the fucking neck. It's going to fuck them up forever. The wife is fucked up forever already. She was there, by the way. The wife and kids were there. I read that as soon as the shot happened, the daughter ran to Charlie Kirk because that's what she did when she got scared. She goes to her dad. 3-year-old, but again, I don't know if that's true. That could just be like propaganda from the other side, who I don't fucking know. But it all goes back to the way we raise our kids. Both of my parents are in education. So they see the kids. My father teaches high school. My mother teaches elementary school. The way that the parents has gotten significantly worse over the past 20 years. And it shows in their kids. And how they act as well. You can the awful parents have awful kids. The way that they are raised, they get everything they want. They're fucking me, all about me right now. We'll get you that $1,000 bicycle, even though we don't have it. We'll go to Disney World when we don't have it. Spoiled, rotten brats. You have spoiled, rotten children. You're going to get spoiled, rotten adults. And that's what's starting to happen. Over the past 20 years, the parenting has gotten significantly worse, and now those kids are in their 20s. And you see the results of that deterioration. You see the results of that. And how everything is falling apart. right before your eyes. And and again, it all goes back to how you raise your kids. All this pussy parenting on TikTok, a lack of discipline, a lack for respect for everyone around you. The fact that you teach people to take. If you teach them to take, they will continue taking when they grow up. It's not about what you say to them, it's about what you do. You can say one thing, but if you do another, that's what they fucking do. That's what they're gonna fucking replicate. And again, some people are just bad apples as well and have poor mental health, and that needs to be identified quickly. And that's part of looking out for your children as well. Recognizing when there's that issue and they need to get the mental health help much earlier. Nobody's perfect, and mistakes will happen. But all in all, if you raise your kids correctly, they grow up to be good people. And that's something I think Charlie Kirk really believed in. And that's why it's so disgusting that a man who had such an emphasis on family and the family unit and raising his kids and being a good husband, and it's sad that he's the guy that got popped and ganked. And so now everything he ever wanted to do for those fucking kids, he can't do. He's dead and can't do it. And that part is what makes me very sad. Because that man loved nothing more than those kids and his wife. And he can't take care of them now because some lunatic was radicalized by a pathetic ideology that needs to be labeled a fucking terrorist organization. And that's the last thing I say that you're going to like. Because I do have one more thing I want to get into. And this is just for me. Because I have seen the thing about me is I'm such a fucking enigma. I've tried to explain this to many people before, and I don't think any of them really get it because they don't really feel the things I feel. They don't see what I see. They don't see the world how I see it. I'm an enigma because I don't fit in anywhere. I truly don't fit in anywhere. I don't agree with anybody about everything. I truly do not fit in anywhere. Because as everything I've been watching, all these speeches have been very, very good from Charlie's friends and everything like that. But there's one thing to me that I can't shake, and I have to kind of I have to go into this now, because again, this is my fucking video. This is my take on everything that happened, and I know what's very sad is I know Charlie would not like that I'm getting this out of it. Everybody else is getting a very specific thing. His wife, his widow, put through the rosary at the window. Deep emphasis on faith in God. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no sympathy for any of that shit. Like, one thing that my childhood and my high school days, I don't want to say took from me, because that implies I ever wanted it. I very much still don't believe in God. I very much still do not. I still don't. I likely never will again. There's no... Again, that's a whole subject for another day. I've talked about it a little bit before. I know it's in the description of all of my streams, even though it's like... That's what people know they're getting into. Very proud atheist. And I think I'm more proud of it now than ever, because, like, it's just something that I was able to, I feel like, comprehend what morality is on an objective level without needing God to do it. There's a lot worse people than me out there. But That being all said, and like I know Charlie had a big faith in this country, faith in God, faith in humanity. I don't have that. The shit that I've seen this week is fucking disgusting, vulturous, and animalistic. It's fucking horrible. People celebrating the death of this man. Ridiculous. It takes away everything that you ever thought about this world, and as a child. Not that I didn't have it already, but I have no faith in this fucking species. I fucking hate humanity. I always have and always will. I am a total misanthrope. I hate our species. Our species is horrendous. And again, I'm not saying that to be edgy, and I'm not saying that for attention. You go see the shit that I've seen this week. Totally ridiculous. I would have never posted any of the fucking shit that I've seen this week in my worst fucking phases as a shit poster. Absolutely fucking insane. Some of the shit that I've seen. And again, I have no faith in this species. We fucking fight over patches of dirt in the fucking Europe and Russia, Europe and Asia. Fucking patches of dirt. Blow each other's heads off for patches of meaningless fucking land that mean nothing. Fucking fight about all this stupid, ridiculous fucking shit. Fucking cut each other's dicks off and decapitate each other. And film it. And post it on social media. And post it on the dark web. Fucking radicalize our kids. Teach our kids to fucking cut people's head off in the name of Allah. Fucking ridiculous bullshit. It's all fucking ridiculous, man-made garbage. All that shit is... All religion is an extension of ourselves. And you see that everywhere you go. The fucking barbarism inflicted in the name of... More people have been killed in the name of God than any other reason. Go all the way back to the fucking Crusades, the Inquisition, all the fucking sale of indulgences. Everything the Catholic Church ever did fucking wrong in its worst fucking day. All the way to where we are now with the fucking insane Muslims out there. That are fucking blowing themselves up. Absolute insane fucking shit that we don't need as a species anymore. I'm sorry, like you really see that. This species sucks. We're not chosen by some all-powerful deity. Fuck off with that shit. We are a worthless speck of dust in a universe that does not fucking care. And that's fucking reality. And nor should it care. This is not a species worth saving. Sometimes I get sad about that, and other times it is just verified. And this week it was verified that we are a species that we don't need to fucking have any faith in. Because we'll end up killing ourselves over bullshit. Long before we are killed by fucking evolution. And you get all this shit. Well, oh my god, I wish it was true. Bro, all these people. God called Charlie Kirk home. I heard, you know how many times I heard that this week? God called Charlie Kirk home. What do you mean God called him home? He was fucking killed. Fucking bullet in his fucking neck. A torrent of blood shooting out from that man's neck onto his fucking legs and onto the fucking ground. In front of his wife and kid. God called him home? Are you fucking serious? God didn't do shit. And if that's God's idea of calling him home, fuck God. You're gonna rip that man away who did nothing but fucking serve you. And fucking preach your word up until the moment he was fucking killed. You're gonna take that man away from his family in front of them in the manner that you did? If that God exists, that God is not worth worshiping. That was fucking evil. To take him away from his kid, who is not even like a year old, Fuck that. It's fucking insane and demented. And I'm supposed to worship that. And you got people, everyone saying, well, he was a good man, he believed in God. That has nothing to do with anything. Fucking Tucker Carlson, who I actually like, was on fucking Megyn Kelly's show talking about the separation between the people that are good and the people that are bad. And it's the belief in God, he said. That's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of fucking crap. Pisses me off. Because I work hard every day to fight my own mental health battle. And I work hard every day to keep on the right fucking path that I know I'm on. And like, to say that it's the belief in God that fucking separates. I have nothing in common with the man that shot him. Nothing. That just pisses me off on a personal level. And I like Tucker Carlson. I do. I don't have to agree with everything the man says, because that's the thing. You can still like people despite not agreeing with what they say. You have to go kill them. You don't have to go kill somebody. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. I said this to my mother last night. Everything makes me wish I was 50 years older. Because I don't want to see the future of this place. Not just America, this planet. This planet. Because we got shit we can't let go of. We got shit that we can't let go of in these fucking religious conflicts. Now fucking combining with our modern day issues and modern sensibilities. Everybody's fucking crazy. Everybody is fucking crazy. That's the fucking reality of the situation. And again, I feel bad for feeling that, because I know that's not what Charlie Kirk would want me to take away from his death. But that's what I take away from it. Humanity is fucked. And we're all fucking crazy. And we're all fucking evil. There's nothing good about us. And if there is a God and we're made in his image and this is the fucking result, bullshit. Says a lot about the man upstairs if we're made in his image and this is the result of that. Keep breathing and shit, but I think that's about the end of the rope, lads. I think I've blown the cannon. I think that's about everything I had to say on this subject. It's definitely last thing I'll say is this in conclusion. Again, I've given up. I gave up a long time ago. If it's not clear in my voice and by the way I'm saying these things. And again, we had a big warning last year. We had this last year. This happened last year with Trump. When Trump was almost murdered on stage. We had all the fucking warning signs. Nobody stopped fanning the flames. It's almost like they fucking wanted this to happen. Nobody fucking stopped then. And now we're here in the same situation where we were last year. These outdoor events have got to go. But all in all, nothing is going to save this fucking place. And again, I'm gonna continue to be an observer, but nothing's going to save us outside of a major cultural revolution. We need to change the culture. And again, you know where that starts? It starts with how you raise your kids. That's what everything goes back to. It's how you raise your kids. Don't let fucking someone else raise your kids. Don't let somebody at school tell your kids what to think. They're your kids. And yes, the kid is their own person as well, but you're also your kids. There needs to be a balance there. There needs to be a line that you find where you know your kid isn't getting fed propaganda, but they're still allowed to go explore the world. And I guess that line is different for everybody, but it's not my problem. The objective thing that needs to happen is a major cultural revolution. We need to change the culture and get back to the basic fucking ideas of what it means to fucking respect one another. And until then, you're going to live in the same fucking shitty planet you live in right now, and it's only going to get fucking worse. And again, that's all I got to say. That's my heartfelt message of unity for the day. All right, I'm better now. I'm going to have a drink because I need one. BRB, lads. BRB. Alrighty, that was I say BRB, lads, on stream, but that is not what I meant there. Oh well, I got a headache. I'm getting the hell out of here. Thank you for listening to my dissertation, and I hope it was exactly what you wanted it to be. But I'm getting the hell out of here. GG's.